Hey, welcome to the Nil-Nil Football Podcast. I don't know what episode we're on, Danny. What episode are we on?
We should be on episode 39.
Okay, one away from 40. All right, well, it's been a minute. Well, since I've been on it.
Yeah.
I'm probably only going to be able to be on once a week, honestly, at this point.
That's fine.
But it's only because I'm a busy boy. But anyway, yeah, a lot of things has happened since I was last on there. I mean, LAFC, they're nosediving.
Yeah, which one of those things do you want to talk about?
I'd rather not talk about it, honestly.
You kind of just want to throw it away like it's a bad day.
Yeah, never happened. All right. I'll just go over. So we had some midweek MLS action. So Montreal beat Chicago 3-2. Montreal close in third place, I think, in the Supporter Shield standings. Pretty sure they're above Austin. Yeah. Inter Miami versus Columbus 2-1.
It's interesting because Montreal hasn't really been clear cut.
No, but they're apparently the third best team in the league. So
that's the surprising part because throughout all of their performance, you wouldn't say, "Oh, they're contending," but you look at the table and they definitely are.
Minnesota tied against LAFC 1-1. Houston Dynamo beat New England 3-1. I would say that's surprising. Sporting KC destroyed DC United 3-0. And yesterday's matches: Orlando versus Atlanta United, where Atlanta United won 1-0. Austin beats Real Salt Lake 3-0. Colorado beat the Earthquakes 2-1, and then the Whitecaps destroyed the Galaxy 3-0. All right, so if we look at their table right now, I mean, leading the Shield race obviously is Philly because we dropped so many points in like the last 6 games, right?
Yeah.
And they have a goal difference, goals for of 68. While we only have, we're only 7 behind them still.
It's really turned from, will we be able to break that points record to, will we be even able to finish the season well?
Yeah. Oh, you got 3 games to do it. Let's see. So if you're looking at the bottom of the leagues, right? You got DC United in the East, and you got Earthquakes in the West. Sounds about right. All right. 7th place is the cutoff for the playoff line, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just outside, below the playoff line is Inter Miami and Atlanta United, who are
they're also
2 points off. Yep, they're 2 points off of Columbus, so it's pretty dang close. Charlotte, I feel like Charlotte's doing worse with their new manager than they did with the old one, because they're down to 11th, and they used to be like 7th, right?
Yeah, I don't think that their play style under this manager seems that threatening like it did before. I think before they kind of had more of an attacking mindset.
Yep. Toronto, they thought they would change, their luck by signing all the Italians and anything. At the end of the day, they got to realize they're still coached by Bob Bradley, right?
Yeah.
So they are in second to last place. If anything, the only thing that's changed is the position that they were in. I could have sworn they were bottom of the league and they moved up one.
I'm pretty sure that they were right
at one point.
Italians jumped into the squad.
Yes. Currently, they are sitting about 7 points outside the playoffs. So, and there were 3 games. They got to win at least 2 of them to get within a chance of making it, and hope everybody else loses. All right, in the West, we got LAFC up top, Austin in second. They're still 7 points behind us. Isn't that crazy?
Really, that much?
Yeah.
They've also kind of had a bit of a similar trajectory as LAFC.
Yeah, I would say
even though you'd think that they'd be winning every single match, just because I don't know. I'd figure that LAFC win that 4-1 should have given them that boost.
Yeah, and LAFC just needs 1 win to clinch, Champions League football, but I guess they can't seem to do it, right?
They want to keep us stressed out.
Yeah. All right, so LA, Austin in second. Then you got Dallas in third, Nashville in fourth. They sneakily made their way up the table again. Minnesota in fifth, Portland in sixth, and Real Salt Lake finishing off the teams. You got the Galaxy outside of the playoffs. The Sounders are still outside of the playoffs.
You know, the only ones that are keeping the Galaxy out of the playoffs is themselves.
Yes, because they keep losing games and Chicharito keeps missing penalties to win the game.
Yep. Chances are there.
Yeah. So still surprised Seattle's leaving it to 3 games left to try to qualify. They are 4 points outside of the zone, so they still got a chance, right? And
yeah, I think so.
Colorado really, took a deep dive. Damn. But yeah, I'd say that's all I have to make. I mean, we should give a little preview of the next matches coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we go to match day 32, all right, on Saturday, we got a New York derby, NYCFC versus New York. Who you got?
NYCFC and Red Bulls. I'd say the Red Bulls have a higher chance, seeing that NYCFC just have no attack.
Ever since they got rid of their coach and Tati, they don't have anything, right?
They've got nothing.
Nobody's really stepped up to score the goals that Tati was making. So, yeah, I would give it to New York Red Bulls as well. I was about to say New York's going to win, but it's both, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing about NYCFC is that their form has shown that the teams that everybody expects them to beat, which are the teams that aren't performing that well, are the ones that they're even losing to.
Yeah. We got Atlanta United versus Philly. I mean, based on paper, would you say Philly wins this like by 4 goals or more?
Based on their current record, yes. I'd say it could be a clear 4-1 win for Philly. But Atlanta has had some wins in these last couple of game days.
Yep. We'll see.
They had that 4-2 win over Toronto.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's not necessarily easy.
Yeah, but at this point, Philly's the hottest team in the league, scoring multiple goals against multiple teams. I don't think Atlanta's got enough to stop that, honestly.
No, they definitely don't.
So I'm gonna give that to Philly. I'll be nice and say 3-0.
Yeah.
All right, then we got New England versus Montreal.
I'm gonna give it to Montreal just because I still don't believe in New England.
Nah, they officially choked, right? They just threw away all their success from last season. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would agree. Montreal being the 3rd best team, they should defeat New England pretty easily. Next, we got Orlando versus Toronto. Do the Italians turn up is the question.
I'm going to say they do, and I'm going to say Orlando just don't figure out how to take off. Because they have lost their last, I want to say 3 matches. They've lost them. And Toronto is kind of a win or lose every other week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Orlando's going to hold this one together.
You think so?
Yeah. You going to go with Toronto?
I'm going to go with Toronto on this one, yeah.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Orlando. All right, Chicago versus Charlotte. Could have sworn that sounds familiar. like it just happened or something.
No, if anything, this is probably happening at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, back when Chicago could defend, right?
I think like Charlotte may have won against Chicago before.
Check the table again. Currently, Charlotte and Chicago are tied on points, so they're right next to each other. Smells like a draw to me.
Okay, I'm rewinding time and looking to see when they faced each other, and I'm not seeing. You know what? Could this be their first matchup against each other? No. They lost against Chicago, actually. 3-2. And this was on August 6th. So this was last month.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be the same thing. I think Chicago is going to end up winning, especially with what you mentioned earlier, where Charlotte kind of has no idea what they're doing right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
You think so? I feel like it's a little harder these days for Charlotte to actually score.
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up that closely lately as I was before. But I think ever since they fired their coach, I mean, not even giving him a full season in a league that doesn't have relegation, why not? Right?
Yeah, that was kind of one of the worst decisions I've seen so far.
Yeah, I think it was probably because they thought they weren't going to make the playoffs. And, I mean, look at them now. They're still not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they were better off before. You know what? Maybe if they would have kept them on, they would have been a little closer. You know, maybe not exactly playoffs, but like
they would have had style and personality or a way to play because they would have been doing it a whole season.
Yeah, it's the first season, so they'd established some sort of performance. Like, you know, this is what we're able to do, and if you at least get mid-table or right below playoffs in your conference, why wouldn't that be a good thing to have at the end of the season? You know, going into the second season, then having the same coach, then you can think, okay, now it's time to bring in some reinforcements and aim higher.
Yeah, but
I guess they didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I think they're trying to enforce that big club personality, as in like, you're not doing good, you're fired. Chelsea style.
Yeah, it's very Chelsea style.
All right, we got a couple of games to go through still. Sporting KC versus Minnesota. I think I'm going to go with Sporting KC because attacking-wise, they have talent. I just don't think they can hold on to leads, but I think they're going to manage to do it for this game.
Who?
Sporting Kansas City. Versus Minnesota.
You know, I think Kansas City will take this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win.
Yeah, they went from like not being so great at the beginning of the season, no attacking and all that, to actually doing pretty decent on most games.
Yeah. I know against the Galaxy, they absolutely destroyed them. Just going to hold on to the lead. I'm saying Sporting Kansas City. All right, Austin, Nashville, second place against third place. Austin just won their last game 3-0, I think with a hat trick. And Nashville, I do not remember. Huh.
Nashville, I think they lost. Let me double check on that. Nashville. Yeah, they lost. No, they drew against the Galaxy. But one thing that I do remember clearly from that game is that they ended up getting a red card for Zimmerman at the last minute. So I think that's going to affect them when it comes to the defense. So it's probably going to be easier for Austin to take this one.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. All right, Real Salt Lake versus Cincinnati. I feel like this one's kind of tricky. If you look in the table, Real Salt Lake is in 7th place when you got Cincinnati in 6th. And they're both pretty much the same. If anything, Salt Lake has one more point. In terms of form, I haven't really been keeping up that much with Cincinnati, although I do know that they recently won 6-0 on one of their games.
Yes, against San Jose.
So they do have the firepower needed to win. In terms of Real Salt Lake, I honestly don't keep up with them that much. I only know that Danny Musovski's there, right?
Yeah, but we haven't seen him, at least in the times that we faced them. We faced them about a week and a half ago, when we ended up beating them 2-0. This was the win that we got after the 3 consecutive losses. So let's see. Looking at their current record, they lost against Austin. They drew against DC United, lost against LAFC, won against Minnesota, and drew against Dallas. Those are their 5 most recent matches. So they haven't really had more than the one win. Even if I look further back, in 7 games, they've won 2.
Nice. All right. You're talking about...
So I'm going to give it to Cincinnati.
I'm going to give it to Cincinnati as well because I got Brandon Vasquez on my fantasy team. So hope he gets me some points.
Good enough reason.
All right. Then we got the Whitecaps versus the Sounders. I mean, at this point, Seattle losing to everybody, right?
At this point, Seattle have won 2 out of their last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 out of their last 6. So this is their current record. Win, loss, draw, loss.
Sounds pretty balanced, actually.
Yeah, so it seems like they're still struggling to get the result that they want. They get close enough for a draw, but not close enough for a win. But I don't think that Vancouver is that much stronger to say that they're going to be the winners. Their record was 3-0 against the Galaxy, a loss against Colorado, a loss against San Jose, a loss against Nashville, a draw against Salt Lake, and a win against Colorado again.
Mm-hmm.
And then another loss to the Galaxy.
I don't know. Just kind of making it sound like...
I feel like they're the same. If anything, I think this could end up in a draw. I think that's kind of where it points to more or less.
I don't know. I feel like Whitecaps should have the edge.
You think so? I don't know. It smells like a draw to me.
All right. You go with the draw. I say the Whitecaps win. All right. Earthquakes versus Dallas. Man, I do not know how the Earthquakes are doing besides that they keep losing, right?
Earthquakes.
Yeah. Dallas, I think, is going to get it.
Just for the vengeance I need.
That's 2 games ago at this point.
Those 2 games ago still hurts.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go Dallas with 3-1 win.
No, if I actually look at based on that game, I don't think that Dallas currently has the quality to actually win a game decisively. So I can actually see San Jose winning this or drawing this, but I don't think that it could end up in a Dallas win.
Interesting. I mean, I haven't really seen much from the Earthquakes, even though they currently did hire their new permanent manager. I forgot I think it's Luchi Gonzalez or something like that. Mm-hmm. He was the old coach for Houston Dynamo who got fired to, replace their current coach, and the current coach just got fired as well. Oh, wait, no, I got it wrong. Okay. Luchi was for FC Dallas.
Yeah. I'm changing my verdict to draw.
Why?
I just looked at their current record, and they don't really have that many wins.
I'm still going to go with Dallas, man.
I still feel like before they announced the coach, they were doing much better.
Nah. I'm going to go with Dallas. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Dallas.
No, I'm going to say this is going to be a draw.
All right. And then we got Galaxy versus Colorado. So Colorado technically above the Whitecaps. So that means Galaxy's going to lose like 4-0 this time.
Yeah, and most likely Chicharito's going to miss a pen. So,
okay,
it's going to be a Colorado win, and Galaxy's just going to stand in their own way.
I think so too. I think that will Chicharito get another penalty as well?
I think there will be another penalty, but I don't think that they'll have him take it anymore.
They're going to give it to the kid, huh?
They're going to give it to the kid.
All right. Whatever. I'm still going to go with Colorado just to be biased. 1-0.
Oh, no. I'm going with Colorado as well. I still don't think the Galaxy's going to win this. I think that they're going to miss out on playoffs.
Yeah. All right. Move on to the next game. Sunday, we got Columbus Crew versus Portland Timbers. That should be a good game. Honestly, I don't... I mean, these two teams are pretty similar.
Yeah, I'd say Portland, but they have still continued to struggle to get a win. So I'm going to go with Columbus.
Mm-hmm. Ooh-wee. I think I'm going to go with the tie. Did I already say that?
This is the one. No.
Columbus.
So this is the one that you decide is going to be a tie.
Yeah, 2-2. Could have sworn I said a tie before already.
No.
All right. You already said your scoreline, right?
No, it just said that Columbus is probably going to win. I don't know exactly how much, but I feel like it's going to be a Columbus game.
All right, then we got
DC United versus Inter Miami.
Yes. I mean, I'm just going to say I'm going to go with Inter Miami on this one. DC's bottom of the table after Wayne Rooney came in. I don't think he's going to fix that.
I still think Miami's going to take this. They're a much better team than what DC United is right now.
Yeah, I could agree. And they got Higuain scoring goals left and right. So,
all right. For the final match,
all right, I give a score: Inter Miami 4, DC United 0. That's my scoreline.
I'll go with 2-0.
All right, and LA versus Houston Dynamo. Didn't we lose to Houston Dynamo like 2 weeks ago?
We did. I believe that's the game that started the losing streak.
All right, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for LAFC on this one. Just because I want them to turn it around.
They have the mental capacity to do it.
This is the players of the coach. Who knows? But
I think it's... I have my thoughts on who it is. And it's not the players.
Interesting. So you believe in Chirundolo, huh?
I am, yes. Because the quality is there. It's the tactics that aren't working.
That makes sense. But that's, I mean, like the last game, he changed the formation because he didn't have enough players to fill those spots. And then,
but what was your solution for that?
Bringing up academy players, but still, like that it might have just resulted in like LAFC losing anyway, which we ended up getting a draw, which is not bad. But
at least the players would have been playing in a more comfortable formation. They all look completely confused and uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's true, but I assume. I mean, I love our 3-3 system, but I mean, we gotta have a couple of backup formations that everybody knows how to run, in order for the team to do good long term, right?
Yes, but I feel like this formation, he kind of just came up with it on the bus ride over.
Wow. It's like when you put Hollingshead up front on the other match.
Yeah, the only difference is that Hollingshead does have that ability to be versatile and fit into different positions.
Yeah.
Since he's going up so much, it doesn't really make much difference if he's starting from the back line or starting from the front line.
But yeah, I guess I'll go with LAFC anyway. So 3-1's mine. What's yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna go LAFC, but I feel like it's gonna be a difficult mental game for them. I think they might be exhausted mentally. You saw Chicho acting out in the last game where he almost got himself sent off just for his frustrations. And a lot of players are being caught ball watching. So if they can get their mind back into the game, they will win this. I don't think it's going to be a high score line. I think that because of that mental fatigue, they're actually going to be having a difficult time scoring. And it might end up being probably a 1-0 win.
Yeah, win's a win. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that covers all the MLS teams. Let's switch off. to Premier League real quick. I mean, both your game and my game isn't being played. I mean, this weekend was supposed to have Chelsea versus Liverpool. That would have been a great game, but it's postponed. And Man United,
Liverpool would have ended up losing that.
Yeah, and Man United is playing against Leeds, which is actually a derby from back in the day. But I mean, there's not much we can do about it. Queen died. I guess they do what they want. All right, so we got Wolves, Man City. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward now. I'd go Man City.
The Brighton Crystal Palace game's also postponed.
Yeah, I know. It's because they took away Graham Potter.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
All right.
Aston Villa, Southampton. Did you say that?
Oh my god! I skipped the Friday games. My bad. I was looking at Saturday only. Yeah, Aston Villa, Southampton. This one smells like a draw to me. 1-1.
1-1. Okay. I feel like Villa might actually win this one.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Oh, right. I keep looking at Newcastle.
Versus Fulham.
I would say that Fulham is probably a better put together team and they have a better striker, even though Nottingham Forest bought like 20-something players, right?
Yeah. I think it all comes down to Fulham's striker performing.
You talking about Mitrovic?
Yes, sir.
He always performs, especially when he knows that pizza's waiting for him after.
That's the way you bribe a good player.
Yeah.
I think that Fulham is probably going to win this.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with the 2-0 win.
Good.
Newcastle.
Wolves.
Well, we already talked Wolves, Man City. I already said, Man City, easy win.
Oh, yeah.
So Newcastle versus Bournemouth is a better one.
I'm going to say Newcastle.
So am I, because Bournemouth doesn't have a coach as far as I know.
Yeah, that's right. They also got rid of their coach. Plus, Newcastle has been doing better, if I'm not mistaken, compared to Bournemouth.
No, yeah, I mean, they got that oil money, so they're spending it wisely.
Exactly. Tottenham, Leicester.
I mean, Leicester's bottom of the league. I don't expect them to move up much from that, so I'm going to give it a Tottenham just based on they have better players, better stadium. Papa John's. I'm just kidding. I had a feeling you were going to say it too, because I was just like, am I saying the Papa John's me?
You pretty much were.
Oh my god.
So now saying that Leicester is at the bottom of the table, do we think relegation? Do we think Rodgers out?
I think Leicester's not going to get relegated, but Rodgers probably might lose his job along the way. Because he already complained that his players weren't good enough, but the team's not going to give him any more money. I mean, the window's closed, so he's going to, do whatever he can with the players that he's got. Although I don't know if they follow his philosophy closely, like if they're supportive of him or he's already lost the locker room, right? So
it's that part where you start saying that the players aren't good enough is just one step below getting into a disagreement with ownership.
Yeah. So that's why I was like,
Brentford.
No, nothing. I didn't really have much more to say.
Oh, okay. Brentford, Arsenal.
I think I'm going to give it to Arsenal to bounce back from, the Man United loss. Although Brentford could easily upset them.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Arsenal can bounce back. So I'll give it to Arsenal.
Yeah. All right. Skipping Man United because that's postponed. We got Everton, West Ham. I think both teams are at the bottom of the table currently. You got West Ham in 18th and you have Everton in 16th. Isn't that crazy? I think I'm going to go.
Doesn't surprise me. West Ham does.
Yeah. Although I think with this extra time training, I think I'm going to give it to West Ham because they, on paper, have better quality players.
Yeah, I think that West Ham can take this as well. Everton just can't hold on to a lead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Frank Lampard is going to get fired. I feel like he's close. Like, if he loses probably 5 more games, he probably gets, fired.
Yeah. And the thing is that, if anything, they could come into this with a bit of a positive, like outlook to their performance, just because of how they did against Liverpool. But at the same time, I don't think that how they did against Liverpool is too much attributed to their form, but more of Liverpool's terrible form at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be kind of like a false hope for them, if they do come in with that. It could work, but I think that West Ham is just better.
Man, we already reached the end of the games. That was fast.
Yeah, that's the end of the games for the weekend.
So I'm gonna go with West Ham to win 3-1.
Yeah, I'll go with West Ham too.
Any other things? I mean, actually, hold on. Let me check my databases here. All right, so great. Upcoming this weekend, Chivas is going to be playing against America. No, Saturday.
No, Saturday.
6 p.m.
My bad.
Saturday at 6 p.m. I mean, we're definitely going to be watching that game because we watch all the Super Clásicos, right?
And we've been watching the Chivas games recently, and they're not performing as terrible as they did in the beginning of the season.
Nope. They were hot garbage for the first, I think, 10 match weeks, but then they started going on a good run. However, in the last 2 games, they kind of stumbled a little bit. With, I think, against Toluca, they ended up tying 1-1, and then against Tigres, they just got destroyed 4-1.
4-1.
So
yeah, that was terrible to see, especially the way that game started. You would have thought that they were going to be the ones with that result of being the victors of a 4-1 match. But I think after those 15-20 minutes where they were attacking, Tigres pretty much just took the wheel.
Yeah, so I think it comes at the worst possible timing to get outscored like that, especially considering that America is the top of the league team. So I don't know. This one's going to be tricky. Well, usually when they play this game recently, they have no goals.
Yeah. But that huge loss that they just had, I think, is more attributed to the goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
He made a lot of mistakes and a lot of easy shots that shouldn't have gone in. But at the same time, a lot of the defense was kind of just very static and ball watching. Just like Trent.
I didn't really watch,
It was like having 4 Trents on your back line.
They can all pass forward, but nobody can pass back, or what?
No, they just stand ball watching because they have no idea how to defend.
Wow. I don't know. This score is going to be tough. I'm going to go with
I'm going to go with 1-1.
I'm going to go with the nostalgia trip. I think it was a 2016-2017 season, I think. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go 3-1.
Was that an Almeida season?
Yeah. That's the one where they had the old school shirts with the shoelaces on them.
Oh, yeah.
Back when Gullit was in the team. Mm-hmm. So that's how you know it was long ago. But yeah. And I think that's the last game we should cover. I don't got anything else, do you?
Nope. I've got nothing else.
All right. Let's call it there. All right. So join us in the next episode. I may or may not be there. Highly likely it won't if it's on a Tuesday, but I will be there on a Thursday. So see y'all later.
But on a Friday when it gets uploaded.
Yes. So see y'all later. Next episode. What did you say for your outro? I'm losing touch.
Honestly, I don't remember what I said. I think I just said that's all for now.
That's all, folks.
That's all for now. See you later.
All right. No, for real. Lates.
Bye.